Hey guys, Brig here, and today we're going to be doing a BoE flipping guide, talking to you how to make lots of gold with BoE flipping and how some of the very richest WoW players in the game make their gold through this method. The image on the thumbnail is from Magicus. You can check him out on Twitch and Twitter, and he does lots and lots of giveaways. I think he's the richest player in the game. He has like over 1 billion gold, or maybe even 2 billion at this point. Anyway, from the screenshot on the thumbnail, he made 300 million gold in a month on one server just from flipping. At least 300 million gold revenue, but the profit's probably about half that, or at least a third that, so over 100 million profit at least. Is it as easy to do that for you? Nope, it's not. And is it as profitable in Shadowlands? Nope, it's not, because they got rid of Titan forging and they got rid of corruption, so it's nowhere near as profitable now, but it is still very profitable, and it is something that all of the rich WoW players will be doing. Before we begin, I'll be using Trade Skill Master in this video, so if you don't have it, do check out my TSM4 guide on my channel and make sure you get used to it, because it is the best add-on for flipping. And secondly, I am still doing my 1 million gold giveaway. There's a few days left, so check the link in the description if you want to enter that. Anyway, how does flipping work? Well, basically it just involves buying up an item from the auction house or from trade chat and then reselling it for more gold than you bought it for. Very, very simple. It's the easiest way to get rich in the game in terms of actual how much money you can make, but it's not the easiest in terms of learning it, and it does take a little bit of practice. A notoriously good method in WoW is to buy up BoE gear, particularly from raids, particularly when the raids first come out like they have now, because that's when the gear sells for the most gold. So a good thing to do in order to search for BoEs is simply type in what I have typed in here, and I will show you. So this searches for all the level 60 gear that is between item level 190, which is the world BoEs, the ones that drop just when you're randomly killing stuff, and item level 213, which is the current heroic gear, which is the best gear you can get. But obviously when mythic comes out, there'll be some mythic BoEs, and you'll be able to increase that to the mythic item level, whatever it is. And there are a couple of things you can do. So first of all, you just see something that's priced less than the others. For example, here, this 190 BoE waste is 50k, all the others are 64k. So what you can do is just buy that out, and then you've made, what, 14k profit. Now another trick to look for is when someone lists an item level 213, the heroic piece, for the same or just a tiny bit more, or just literally below a 200 piece. So right now on the auction house it's quite hard sometimes to differentiate between items. And some people who maybe don't know the value of different pieces, or just randomly put stuff up there, will just post things for the same price. For example, if you look down here, all of the capes are around 340k on this server, pretty expensive. And then one of the capes is at 213 item level, and it's 400k, so it's only 60k more for a 213. And usually, especially on this server, if something's 213 rather than 200, it's over double the price. Apart from for the cape, when it's really hardly any difference at all. So it might be a good purchase to buy this out and relist it for like 600 or 700. You might think that's ridiculously expensive, but right now with people raiding and everything, all the world first stuff being prepared for, some of this stuff does sell. So that could be a good investment. And similarly, when you look at capes that have a bonus stat, and it's important to look for bonus stats. That's one of my other tips for flipping BoEs, because look, 340k for a cape would just crit verse, and then crit verse and speed, and it's still 340, whereas realistically a bonus stat usually adds a bit on, so you could sell this for like 400 rather than 340. It would probably sell, and you make yourself 60k profit. So yeah, that's just a little tip. Those are the two things I would mainly look out for. Look for bonus stats, and look out for people who are pricing the item levels at the wrong price, or lower than they should be anyway. So again, the Warglaive here is 50k, and the others are 68, so that's 18k profit when you buy it out, which is all good. Another example here, these male feet are 190, but the others are 300 and 400, so realistically I can repost them for 300 and they may well sell. No guarantees, but that's pretty a risk worth taking. And that's another thing, you do have to look at what is sort of BIS. So I know for a fact that some of the male gear is some of the BIS stuff you can get right now for some of the male classes. I think like Shaman's, one of their best stats is haste, and like these have loads of haste on, so they're actually really good. So do have a look at the BIS lists when you are flipping BOEs. Don't just randomly kind of buy whatever you think is good, because most of them people will buy anyway, but there's some that will sell a lot more than others because they've got really good stats, so the raiders want to buy them. So you need to try and work out what's going to sell more than others, what has the best stats for that specific class, and then you can work out if it's worth investing or not. There we go, 300k rather than 190. Let's see if it sells. But yeah guys, the richest players in WoW basically do this, but on a mass scale on every single server. I mean, I have gold on quite a few servers, about 15 I think, where I do flipping and I sell pets and everything else, but the very, very richest people have it on way more servers, and they'll just do the flipping on every single one. They'll know the prices, they'll be like really down with all the trends, and they'll know exactly what's going to sell and how much it could sell for, and they can basically just dominate the market, and that's what people do. Mr. Magicus managed to sell that many on just one server. But the funny thing is, that was just one of his mailboxes that we talked about at the start. He's on like 100 different servers, so you can imagine how much gold he was making. And yeah, that's all I have to say really. That's my 3 tips for flipping BOEs. Make sure you know the market and know what sells, know what's BIS, etc. Check to see if people have posted the item level for the wrong price, and check to see if someone's just posted something cheaper that you can then flip to the actual market value. And just keep scanning and having a look, and yeah, if you don't have much gold, don't do BOE flipping because it could go wrong, especially right now, right at the start. The prices haven't stabilized yet, so don't risk your gold if you don't have much, but if you have some gold to risk, then why not go for it. That is it for this video guys. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see ya.